Welcome to another edition of the Balking, and I'm your host, Sharpie's Bet. This show is still sponsored by Prize Picks, so go on over there if you haven't. Use promo code PUBSPORTS, and your first match deposit up to $100. They will match deposited. So do us a favor, do you a favor, and yeah, use that promo code. Shout out to the chat, guys. Smash the like if you haven't. As you're coming in, smash it. Hit the share, hit the retweet. And if you're in Twitter world, this video will die shortly. And come on into the chat and join us and make some cash with us. Small card today, but let's hit a quick recap. Man, Prize Picks. I gave out 2, and fuck. Goldsmith was easy money. He was a blessing from the gods, like I said. And Justin Steele. He went 7 innings, guys. 2 runs, only 1 earned with 1 strikeout. If that second run was earned, we cashed that under, but nope. He gets it by the hook. He gets 25, guys, with almost having like a 7-inning great game, guys. He barely fucking gets that. So 1-1 on Prize Picks, but we then went over to the murdered the props we gave out, guys. Shout out to the crew that was here yesterday, C-Mac with the pack and Noli knows, because they may know something. Hap cashed us on the first at bat for a double plus 112. I jumped in on that. Goldsmith, 2 singles in the first 2 at bats. Easy peasy. And even Big Show parlayed them up together for a nice little plus 313. So we've been killing it, and let's just keep it going. I was on Christopher Morel at plus 144. He had 1 single, left me to dry. Damn, he had like 6 at bats though. But that kid has been on base every fucking game since he's been called up. Hits in 18 of 20 games and has walks in those other games. So that kid's a stud to watch out for. Let's get into the 4 games. Rangers and Guardians, first one up. John Gray versus Cal Quantrill. John Gray is 1-2 with a 4.83 ERA, coming in off 3 straight quality starts versus 2 bottom feeder teams in the Houston Astros. And we know the Astros have been humming versus righties. So he does have him a home 3.55 ERA and a road of 5.40, and he is on the road here. He's going up against the Cleveland team, though, that is just not fucking hitting. They are league average and walk percentage, 8.7%, with a 16.4 K percentage. That's really freaking good, guys. And a 230 average and a 670 OPS with an isolated power of 142. So pretty much below average to average in every other hitting category. John Gray's K prop is at 5 plus minus 112. It's at 4.5 on Prize Picks, and this fantasy score is at 25.5. Cal Quantrill, on the other hand, is 2-3 with a 3.52 ERA and 9 starts. 6 of his last 7 games have been quality starts. He has the same home road splits, so nothing to worry about there. And over the last 15 days, how are the Texans? Not doing it, guys. 5.1 walk percentage, trash. 25 K percentage, not good either. They are hitting for average, 249 average, with a 663 OPS and an isolated power of 155. So they're just middle of the pack power numbers. They're not walking. They're striking out a ton. And am I looking at Cal Quantrill's K prop? Nah, I'd be looking more towards his fantasy scores. K prop is 5 plus minus 118, 4.5 on Prize Picks, and his fantasy scores at 26.5. No run first inning is at a minus 125. Over the last 30 days, Rangers' pin is 11th in the league with a 3.52 ERA, and the Guardians' pin is 4th with a 3.09. I'm leaning to the under. I don't have the balls to bet on both these pitchers, guys, but these teams just aren't hitting. Both these pitchers are in decent form. John Gray's pitched 3 quality fucking starts. And the only thing to take into fact is his road ERA, but taking his road ERA to a team that's just not hitting the damn ball. So I just don't like betting on bad pitching, but that 9's a little high for 2 teams that are bullpens are good over the last 30 days, and these pitchers have been pretty good too. So definitely would be looking that way. Josh Naylor, his props aren't up, and I know this kid because of the Padres farm system, guys. I mean, 25 minutes up the street is Lake Elsinore. It's where they play AAA, and I see a lot of those games. That's just where we go a lot because it's closer to me than the Padres or any other stadium. So we go out to Lake Elsinore quite a bit this time. And then we get into Josh Naylor. He's batting .277 this year, but versus lefties, it's .226. He's batting damn near 300 versus righties, a slugging percentage of 200 more versus righties, and an OPS of 200 more. So we want Josh Naylor today. Once they pop him into the lineup and give us some Josh Naylor props, we definitely want to look at him. I see you, number one bullshit guy. Get it, number one guy. Shout out to number one guy with the under 7.5 Red Sox game curveball he gave us yesterday for his best bet. And he sweated that bitch out like a motherfucker, but it don't matter because it's still cash, guys. Winning is winning, and we like winners on this show. So good job, my guy. And I'm giving out one of your guys that we've talked about numerous of times. We haven't talked baseball today, so I'm going to take credit for it, even though I know you probably bet him last night. But we're on Jose Ramirez, or I am, guys, versus left-handed pitching. He's batting 229. Right-handed pitching, he's batting 313. Slugging percentage goes up 180 to a whopping 680 slugging percentage and an absurd 1100 OPS, guys. So give us Jose Ramirez 2+ bases at -112. That's where I'm looking at and have my money at on this game. Then we get into the Mariners and Astros. Shout out to the chat, guys. We're getting deep. Almost 30 live, only 15 likes. Got to get to Kershaw 22 minimum. So smash the like if you haven't, and let's get into these other games. Mariners at Astros. Robbie Ray versus Christian Javier. Robbie Ray is 4-6 with a damn near 5 ERA and 11 starts. Man, he's just not been that fucking guy this year. And good job by the Blue Jays for sending a guy for having his career year on his merry motherfucking way, because you don't pay a guy off of a career year. That's just, you don't do that. Bad news happens. So, of his last 5 of his last 6 starts, he's allowed 3 earned runs or more with only 1 quality start coming in that time. So, he's given up 3 runs lately, guys. The only thing that we got to take into this is the Astros. And he hasn't pitched versus the Astros since 2020. And the Astros over the last 15 days to the last 30 are just fucking putrid versus lefties. Let's go with their 15-day numbers. 8.5 walk percentage, which is league average. They don't strike out. We get that. It's 11.4. We know it takes balls to run K-props left-handed versus the Astros, and you're going to fail more often than not. Then we get into that 238 average, 665 OPS, and an isolated power of 119. Just fucking trash. But then you look at Ray, and even the trash teams are putting up 3 runs. Oakland and just teams that just aren't hitting, putting up 3 runs, guys. So I don't like betting ifs, but I'd say Robbie Ray gives up 3 runs, but that's definitely an if. The numbers say he can go out there and fucking deal. His K-prop is 6+ at -113. I wouldn't want nothing to do with the K-prop, like I said. 5.5 on Prize Picks. And his fantasy score is 27.5. I think his fantasy score is just a little too low, guys. I do see 6 innings. Does he give up 3 earned runs? Yeah, but 27.5 is a little low, but I'm not looking to run Robbie Ray anything right now, even though the numbers say he can go out and bedazzle the Astros today. Christian Javier, on the other hand, is 3-2 with a 2.41 ERA. Since moving him into the starting role, he has given up 2 earned runs just 1 time. He has been a fucking stud. Straight up. Played against these Mariners May 3rd, 5.1 innings, 2 hits, 0 earned runs. Started 1 game last year versus them, 7 innings, 2 hits, 0 earned runs. He has some wild splits, though. He does have a home ERA of 0.38 and an away of 5.19. So the only good thing about this, we get him at home, where he has a 0.38 ERA, and he's already manhandled this team once and last year. The only thing that says ha, 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 ha before you smack the damn Astros is they're not hitting, they're smacking the ball over there in Seattle versus right-handers. 8.2 walk percentage, about league average. 22 strikeout percentage, that's good. 255 average with a 768 OPS and an isolated power of 182. So, as my guy in the chat would say, what wins in good pitching versus good hitting? So I would tend to lead to the good pitching, but Seattle has shown me, after seeing a pitcher 2 or 3 times, they tend to get to him. Well, this is only the 2nd time. It's a month later, and I've still got to believe Christian Javier is that guy. And Robbie Ray hasn't shown me anything to be bet on. So I would look at running his fantasy score over 29.5. His K prop is at 6 plus at plus 124 on Prize Picks. They have him at a 5 at minus 189. No run first inning is at minus 135. And then we get into bullpens. Big, drastic bullpens. You got to take that into betting hitting props too. It's not just starting pitching, it's bullpens too, because it's like not all the time you're going to get it off the starting pitching. And then you got to hope to get it off of what's supposed to be pretty damn good most of the time. Mariners pin over the last 30 days. They have a 4.35 ERA. They're 23rd in the league. Where the Astros, they have a 2.64. They're number 1 in the league. So big drastic difference. Then I look into hitter props. Jose Altuve hits right-handed pitchers better than lefties. Then I get into Tucker, Bregman, and Alvarez too. All these guys just have better numbers off of righties than lefties. But then we get into Pena. Jeremy Pena, guys. I've been the Pena whisperer this year. I called his first 2 games where he had home run. It just happened to be versus lefties. He hits lefties a lot better than righties, and we're going to jump right back on us some Pena. Pena over 2+ bases, 130 plus 134. Versus lefties, he's batting 311. Versus righties, he's batting 266. His slugging goes up from 444 to 556 versus lefties, and his OPS jumps from 765 to 910. Everything says play Pena versus a lefty. Robbie Ray is in not good form. He's going to worry about all those big names in that lineup and then running the Jeremy motherfucking Pena, guys. So definitely looking at that kid. He's a stud. They let Correa go for a reason. So, meh. Shout out to Big Ragu, my motherfucking guy. On a K-prop, Carrasco. Ooh, we're going to get into Carrasco in a little bit, too. I don't hate that. I'm on a K-prop in that game, too. But we'll get into it. Shout out to the chat, guys. Smash the like if you haven't. 30 in here. 21 likes. Smash the damn like. Let's get to the monies, guys. Let's get to the money. So, told you what I'm on there. Definitely looking at backing Javier. Haven't bet it personally yet. But I do got some bets coming up in these other games. I'll tell you that I'm on. Red Sox and Angels. We got Michael Waka Flocka fucking Flock of Flame. Call it what you want. Mortal Kombat. He's been nothing but elite this year. God, coffee is delicious. So, let's get into it. Michael Walker's 3-1 with a 2.43 ERA and 8 starts, including 1 versus the Astros on May 3rd. 5.2 innings, 3 hits, and 0 earned runs. He hasn't given up more than 2 earned runs in 7 of 8 games this year. Fucking elite, guys. He does have a home ERA of 0.86 and a road of 4.12. But hold up, swole up. I went and looked at that one game where he got cracked. It was versus the White Sox. Hey, and if you look back last year, the White Sox happened to get him last year too. So I'm not going to put too much credit into that game. Other than that game, Michael Waka Flocka Flame has been magnificent. So give me him, please, and thank you. Over the last 15 days, the Angels are on a 11-game losing streak. Mike Trout is in the worst hitting slump of his career, and they're bad. Boston is on a 4-game winning streak, and they're fucking humming. We're getting a tale of 2 different teams, a team flying in from the East Coast in the Angels, and Boston chilling over in Oakland on a nice little hour trip. The only reason we got to worry about them is if they smoked a little too much pot hanging out in Oakland for a whole fucking day. So, it can happen out here in Cali, guys. It's fucking legal. So, maybe something to take in the cap and later on down the line if fucking some shit happens. But it is what it is. They're professional ball players. I don't expect them to be blitz like I am. So, we get into how are these Angels hitting? 7.1 walk percentage, trash. 26 K percentage, trash. 238 average, 673 OPS, and an isolated power of 130. Trash. So, yeah, I'm just not really digging it right there, guys. It's been money running K-props versus these Angels the last few weeks. I stayed off of Gibson yesterday. I ran Wheeler, and, that guy cashed quite easy. So there's times to play it and times to not. His K-prop is 5 plus at plus 102. On Prize Picks, it's at 4 at minus 164. And his fantasy score is at 22.5. I don't hate anybody looking at that one bit or playing it. I would be looking at his fantasy score personally. I'm not going to run Michael Walk a Flock of Flames K prop because he ain't a strikeout pitcher. Do I have him projected to go 6, 7 innings today? Yes. Should he get 5 strikeouts in 6, 7 innings? Yes. That's what I like to look at. The numbers say it's there in the walks and the K percentage. Everything says play his K prop. Other than me telling me these are professional hitters and they're going to swing a lot more first pitch today because they know how bad they have been. I mean, they are going to adjust. And I've just been betting K props a hell of a long time, guys. So if you're on them, I hope you cash. I don't really like betting unders. That ain't my thing because I like watching the game. I enjoy good pitching. So, yeah, definitely say Rafael Devers is underrated. What? 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 But let's get into the next side of this pitching matchup. Noah Syndergaard, 4-3 with a 4 ERA. Coming off his second bad outing of the year, last time he got lit up, the next game he went 8 innings and 1 earned run. He pitched well versus these Sox May 3rd, 7 innings, 8 hits with 3 earned runs. He does have a 1.48 home ERA and a road of 7.88. Good Lord Almighty. So his only good road game came versus these Boston Red Sox, huh? Híjole chingado, way. Like, man, come on. Man, bust me the doobie, man. Sorry, Cheech and Chong type shit. That shit could pop into my head. But yeah. So Sox versus righties, they've been humming. They're walking 9% of the time, only striking out 21 with a 283 average, 813 OPS, and a 176 ISO over the last 15 days. So even in a good game, he gave up 3 runs, Syndergaard. I expect Syndergaard to do the same thing, 3 earned runs or more, but I don't know if he's going 5 or 7 innings. I do expect him to bounce back, but what is a bounce back when this team is just humming? I do like to play stolen base props anytime Noah Syndergaard is on the mound, but guess what? The books have gotten fucking really key onto that, guys. In the last few weeks, you can't even bet stolen base props in those games. So if your book allows stolen base props in the Red Sox and Angels game, Noah Syndergaard has the slowest timed percentage from ball to home plate. Everybody just steals on the guy. Like at the end of the day, it's free money in the bank. Trevor Story is 7 out of 7 in stolen bases, where Bradley is only 1 out of 2, but leads the team with 3 attempts. So those 2 guys is worth some sprinkles if you could put some money on stolen base, where any guy you think is going to get a hit versus Syndergaard, play him for the stolen base today, guys. It's that fucking simple. He's that bad. Is what it is. Life's a bitch, and then you marry one. Mets in the over? Oh, we going to get into that. We going to get into that. I have that 2 picked, actually, so I don't know if it's over, under, Mets, or Padres, but we going to get into that next. So, yeah, you guys get me pumped up talking about baseball. I got the juices flowing, the needle hanging off the arm. So, Prop Junkie back at it, guys, live in full effect. So, these guys are humming. Syndergaard's coming off of a bad start. He does pitch better at home. I do expect him to pitch well, but I do expect these Red Sox to still put up some runs. Michael Wacha has been humming all fucking year long, and these Angels are in a big slump. So I'm on Red Sox first 5 full game split. I got like even money on first 5 and minus 105 full game. You're giving me the underdog and a team who hasn't won in 11 games. I've got the better bats. I've got the better pitcher in better form. Yes, we get into bullpens, both trash, but at least the Red Sox is 15th over the last 30 days with a 3.89 ERA. And the Angels pen has a 4.37 ERA. And like I said, on 11-game losing streak, they're finding ways to lose fucking games. They had the lead going into the 9th again yesterday, and what they do, they regurgitated that shit like a motherfucker. So these guys are slumping. Anything that bad can happen, and it's timesing by 3 because of this 11-game losing streak. So have I been on every game that they've lost? No. But I've been looking at this one, and Michael Wacha, he's been bet on, and I've been on him a few times this year, and I'm going to be right back on him again. Definitely didn't get into bet no hitting props in this game because I was pissed the fuck off I couldn't bet stolen base props. So, and I have quite a lot of action going today. So, shout out to the chat. 45 in here live. Smash the like if you haven't. Hit the retweet. Hit the share. If you haven't subscribed to Pub Sports by now and you're just tuning in, hit the subscribe button. We do all sports. We do everything. We do live betting. We do UFC. We do golf. It's not just prize picks, guys. We got Jimmy the motherfucking bag. We got them all, guys. So turn the fuck on, turn in, hit the alerts, and start tailing or fading and make some motherfucking money, bro, because that's really what it's about. Fuck the Bookie Tour 2022 is in full effect, guys, and I've been leading it since 2021. So let's get into the last game of the night. One of my favorite games to talk about. Mets and Padres. The Padres. Cookie Carrasco versus Blake Snell. Carlos Carrasco 6-1 with a 3.63 ERA and 10 starts. Going through his game log, top 10 hitting teams have given him a fucking beating this year. Well, he's done the damn thing versus everybody else. He does have a home ERA of 2.78 and a road of 5.06. Padres, they haven't been hitting right-handed pitching over the month. If you look at their last 15 days, it's going to tell you yes. But if you were watching this show over the last week, we've been telling you the Padres were going to rape those Brewer pitchers that they've seen on back-to-back-to-back within a 10-day period. They got the Burns, they got the Lauer, they even got the Ashby, even though they struck out a fuck ton. What did I notice about that game? We'll talk about Ashby next time he pitches, because how are we not going to be on him? But this game. So pretty much I think these Padres stats over the last 2 weeks are a little inflated. They have got to see the same pitcher in the 2-week period, and they got to the guy the second time. That's baseball. They should. They're professional fucking hitters. So let's just drop back before they got to see the Brewers. Back-to-back, this team was only walking 6.4%, 23 strikeout percentage with a 229 average and a 616 OPS and an isolated power of 107. Just fucking disgusting, guys. These Padres have been putrid versus righties all year. Manny Machado is the only guy to worry about in this lineup, especially coming off of an 0 for 5, and we'll get into that in the prop part of this. But definitely Carrasco's home road ERA is something that I had to think in, but then I have to also think that when you have an ace on the mound like Blake Snell, usually you get ace pitching on the other side, and I consider Blake Snell an ace. Even at home, he's an ace, so we'll get into Snell. Carrasco's K-prop is 5+ at +110, 4.5 on prize picks, and fantasy scores at 30.5. The numbers say no. If you're looking at the strikeout percentage, 21.6. You're looking at the batting average, 242, 665 with the 7.5 walk percentage. The only thing that says yes is they're below league average, guys, in walk percentage, and they're not hitting the ball. So if you got Carrasco projected to go 6 innings, he should have those 5 strikeouts. So he should have it 1 per inning. So it's more of how many innings do you have Carrasco going today? And Carrasco, by the numbers, should go 6 innings today, but he does tend to fade second and third time through the lineup. Then we get into second and third time through the lineup with Blake Snell. Blake Snell is one of the worst pitchers third time through the lineup in the history of baseball. This year, one good, one bad. Bob Melvin has seemed to trust him third time through the lineup both times he's gotten there this year. So Bob Melvin's going to let him do the damn thing until otherwise, even though the numbers from prior years say Blake Snell third time is just garbage. So until he proves me otherwise, I've got to think that too. But the first 2 times through, he's a legit fucking ace, guys. So Blake Snell's 0-2 with a 4.80 ERA coming off a quality start versus the Cardinals. And we know what the Cardinals are to me, guys. The Cardinals versus lefties have been nothing but printing me money. Yes, last night it was a little struggle, but they still won the game. At the end of the day, it's a very profitable bet. Cardinals versus a lefty and Wainwright. It's like, what? And if he's at home, it's a smash bet. So it is what it is. And Blake Snell fucking dominated them, guys. He pitched really fucking well in that game. Last year versus the Mets, 2 games. First game was 7 innings, 1 hit, 10 strikeouts. He got lit the fuck up the second game. Well, you can't take too much into the second game. It was a back-to-back within a 5-day period. The team should hit you 5 days after seeing you, especially Blake Snell having a problem third time through the lineup. Well, a back-to-back is pretty much seeing a guy third, fourth, fifth time through the lineup. And Blake Snell on a back-to-back is a fucking fade. Blake Snell is not on a back-to-back right now. He does get a team that's walloping lefties, though. They're only walking 8.5%. which is league average. They're not striking out, guys, 14.7% of the time. 290 average with a 772 OPS and an isolated power of 124. So they're getting on base. They're just not scoring a lot of runs right now, guys. So no run first inning is minus 145, and we have a bullpen where over the last 30 days, the Mets pin is a 3.36, and the Padres are a 3.74. Mets 9th and the Padres 12th, respectively. Blake Snell's K prop is at 7 plus at plus 106 on Prize Picks. They have him at 6 at minus 189, and his fantasy scores at 30.5. I would play his fantasy score over or his K's over, even though the numbers say no. The numbers say, what the fuck? These guys don't strike out to lefties. Well, I hear you there, but hear me on this. Blake Snell, in 73 innings pitched at home over the last 2 years, has 106 strikeouts. Damn, that's on an average of 1.4 per innings, guys. On the road, he's averaging 1.1 per inning. 70 for 71, guys. So at the end of the day, Blake Snell loves him some Padre fucking at-home strikeouts. What wins? Good pitching or good hitting? Good pitching does. So if Blake Snell's on today, I expect a dominant performance from him today. So I am on the Mets money line minus 105. These numbers still tell me 6 innings, 2 earned runs is doable. I expect Carrasco to go out there and do the things to at least match, if not do better. And what am I going to do with this? I want Mets money line minus 105 and the under 7.5 in this game. So I too picked it. I played them both singly, and I put them together for plus 260. So I lean Mets. I'm on the Mets, and I'm definitely on the under 7.5. When you're having a problem picking what pitcher, you go under right here. And I expect a solid performance from Blake Snell, and I expect Carrasco to match him. So 2 good bullpens. I trust both back ends of the pins. Rogers has blown 1 game this year, and Diaz has been a stud. So Mets back into the bullpen, Padres back into the bullpen. I'm down for some of that. I expect 2 good pitchings to square off and go. I want the full game under because someone can have a bad inning and ruin your first 5, but yet the full game still stay under, guys. And I'm going to stay with that. I think both these guys go 5, 6 innings plus. I am on Blake Snell over 6.5 or 7 strikeouts at plus 106. That is my dirty K that I'm on today. We're going to get into props. Lindor and Marte hit right-handed pitchers better than lefty, and that goes with Alonso too. Lindor's batting 118 and 17 at-bats off of Snell. Damn. Then we get into Manny Machado. He's coming off of 0 for 5. He hasn't gone more than 2 games all year without a hit, so I can't hate anybody looking at Machado 2+ bases at plus 112. I'm going to stay off of that today because if he doesn't get a hit today, I know I got to play him tomorrow because he ain't got more than 2 fucking games, guys. So we've got an opportunity to sit back and wait to see if there's going to be free money tomorrow. So definitely pay attention to that. Even if you do bet it today and don't hit it, just double back down and go tomorrow. I think he gets it. So on the other hand, I haven't bet it yet, but I'm definitely leaning. Nimmo, guys. I just seen Nimmo fucking destroy Urias. And I look at Urias as a solid left-handed pitcher, and I look at Snell as a solid left-handed pitcher. Nimmo versus lefties, batting average is the same lefty-righty, but his slugging and OPS is higher versus left-handed pitching. His 2+ hits is at even money. Whoa. But his 2+ bases is at plus 125. That is 2 hits. That just don't make sense. And if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense, guys. So if you're looking at Brandon Nimmo, 2+ bases is the spot at plus 125. And like I said, he hits lefties better. He leads this team off. He's going to have all 9 at-bats being on the road. And I definitely lean to him. If not, we'll be on him. So shout out to you guys. Smash the damn like if you already haven't. I see you guys rocking. We got 50 deep. How's it going? It's going, guys. I can't hate it. Baseball's been good. Life's been well. Hookers and blowing. I'm fresh out of both. So let's get to the money so I can afford more. Let's get to these Prize Picks plays of the day, and we'll go back over what I bet. So Prize Picks. We're going on Michael Waka Flocka Flame. Mortal Kombat. Yeah, guys, I expect this guy to go 6+ innings. If you want to ride his outs on there, it's only at 15.5. That might be the better play, but I expect a quality start. I think he smashes this 22.5. And I'm on the Red Sox first 5 full games split up. I went through that earlier. Go hear the breakdown if you need to, but it's just the better team all the way around right now. And I'm getting them at even money or dog value. That's just thank you, people who are betting Noah Syndergaard. So, yeah, y'all want to catch a falling knife? It is what it is. You ain't going to catch me being that guy. On the other hand, Jose Ramirez over 1.5. I bet him at -112. Why ain't I going to put him on Prize Picks? This guy's numbers are through the fucking, I'd say through the moon, but this is through the atmosphere versus lefties, guys. He just destroys all types of pitching. And we're getting John Gray, even though John Gray is coming off of 3 quality starts, he is still hittable. And I expect Jose Ramirez to get to him or that Texas bullpen. So Jose Ramirez versus a righty, his numbers are just through the roof, like I said, and sign me up. And then I got to do it, guys. Mike Trout to the under fantasy score. This guy is in the worst fucking slump of his career. Why am I going to try to catch a falling knife? I've tried to bet him on back-to-back games, I think on his second and third game, and I watched those games. This guy is just lost. He's asking the coach for help, blah, 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 blah. Well, until you figure it out, bud, I got to hit you to the under, and he's going to figure it out. He is the best hitter in baseball the last 5 years, maybe one of the best hitters of all time. He's still got to do it for another 10 years. So slumps are part of baseball. This just happens to be the longest one of his career. People have this shit all the time, just not Mike Trout. So those are the 3 for Prize Picks. I'm definitely on Mets money line today. I'm on the under 7.5, and then I 2-picked it together. I'm on the Red Sox first 5 full games split up. I'm on Blake Snell over 6.5 strikeouts. The numbers say fuck no and run. The numbers don't always mean everything. Blake Snell at home to me is bet on, even though I expect him to give up some runs. So 10 strikeouts versus them last year. I expect another dominant performance from Blake Snell tonight. So that's what I'm on. That's what I'm getting at. And I'm on Jeremy Pena. 2+ bases is at +134 versus a lefty. His numbers go through the roof also, guys. So these are guys that I like to play in certain situations. And Red Sox over 4.5. I don't really know about that one personally. Like I lean that, but Syndergaard did pitch well. He has pitched well off of bad games. This should be a bounce back. And he has really good home ERA compared to a road ERA. And he pitched well versus this team who went 7 innings and only gave up 3 runs in Boston, where he pitches worse in. So I'd be not looking at that personally. So shout out to you guys. Last year you said Padres will miss playoffs when they were playing good. Yes, I was. I was damn right. Shout out for MMA for bringing that up. Padres were first in the league. I went on air and talked my damn game, guys, because guess what? The Padres did Padre things. So they burnt themselves out at the beginning of the year. And you got this is a marathon, not a sprint. So definitely you got to pay attention to that. Teams that are playing out of their mind at the beginning of the year could definitely be under. Shout out to Noli giving us some plays. Everybody else throw out some plays, guys. We'll track them. We know who's winning. We like monies, and I'll retweet you and give you my opinion on any plays you want to put out there. And don't get mad. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody has them. Shout out to you guys. Smash the like if you guys haven't. You guys fucking rock. We hit these 4 games. Go back through for the breakdowns if you need. Make your own bets. Tail or fade. Do what you got. I'm going to get into the car and make some money. You guys just slam the door. You don't got to lock it, Just stay in and make some money with me. So until next time, go on over to Prize Picks. Use promo code PubSports. Your first match deposit up to $100. They will match deposit it. So do us a favor, do you a favor, and use that promo code. All these props I gave out off of mybookie.ag, go on over there, use the same promo code. They will match deposit you up for Bitcoin up to $1,000. They will double it for Bitcoin. They will 50% match deposit on cash. So go turn that cash into a Bitcoin and flip it into some plays. And tune in to Pub Sports. We're killing the fucking cards. We're killing the shows. More shit coming, and we're popping off. Until next time, we be pubbing and we be cashing.